All right, guys, we're starting out on theguardian.com. That is theguardian.com. And we got this news that's come out from Chase Bank. It says here that Chase Bank cancels all credit card debt for Canadian customers. Clients over the moon at U.S. lenders' move as it withdraws from the market. Okay, guys, so we understand that there's a new system coming in the future. But understand that if they can wipe out every Canadian's debt that they had on their credit cards, that means they can do that anywhere on the earth, anytime. I mean, everybody is paying their credit card debts for absolutely no reason. No reason at all. Everyone is struggling, having a hard time, living on credit, doing all these things, and they can wipe it out at any given point in time. It's all fake money. It's just digitally exists, basically. It's just numbers on the screen. They're just ink printed on paper. That's what a dollar bill is. It's a note, an IOU. Credit is just that. Credit is just stuff that exists on the digital world. Okay? It's all fakery. We don't have real money, so it's all fakery. But anyway, so they cancel out the debt. We come down here. Chase Bank is forgiving all outstanding debt owed by customers of its 2 Canadian credit cards as it exits the country's market. Customers using the Amazon Canadian Rewards Visa and the Marriott Rewards Premier Visa were pleasantly surprised to find the balance on their credit cards had been wiped clean. Douglas Turner, a 55-year-old long-haul trucker living in Cohill, Ontario, was delighted to learn that the bank had wiped clean his Canadian $6,157 debt. I was sort of over the moon all last night with a smile on my face, he told the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. I couldn't believe it. It says here, Turner initially thought he had missed a payment when he received a letter from the bank. Instead, he found it had not only wiped out his debt, but also reimbursed his latest $300 payment. So he even got money back. So again, guys, this is just showing you the fraudulent system that we're all stuck under and we're all struggling under for absolutely no reason. And when this stuff switches over to a gold-backed, a real, true, genuine currency instead of a 666 fake system, lying, deceiving system, when it goes back to an actual righteous gold-backed, silver-backed, precious metal-backed currency, then at that point, everything will completely change. Your debts are most likely your debts are going to get wiped out. All these kinds of things. When's that going to happen, guys? I don't know. I do not know. I don't claim to know. A likely quote, likely end quote, likely. That's all it is. A likely date is the middle of September. Okay, but again, I have no clue. Don't go around trying to tell everybody that I said the middle of September. It's a very likely date, but again, I do not have any idea whatsoever on that. But it could be after 2020. It could be after the elections. I mean, I don't know if he would really bring the end of the Federal Reserve while before the elections come up or not. I mean, chances are it's not going to matter because really there's not going to be a Democratic candidate other than Michael Obama. Maybe if he shows up, that's Michelle Obama for those that don't know. But if he may come onto the stage at some point, running after all the Democratic debates knock each other out with their stupidity and exposing who they are, then maybe Michael Obama will come running for the rescue to run as president. Again, guys, I don't know. High possibility of that. But even so, I mean, how is Michael going to beat Trump in any way, form, or fashion? I mean, it's just going to be an impossibility. But so I mean, yeah, he could end the fake system, the beast system of finances that everyone's connected to all over the world, running through central banking systems that are printing money out of thin air. But I don't know, guys. September is a likely date, but again, I don't know if it would happen prior to 2020 after he's reelected and can afford the instability of the switchover. Is it going to be unstable? I don't know. I don't know exactly what the plan is here and how this is going to play out. I mean, what we do know is that he has been playing against the Federal Reserve as far as optics and to the public view. He's pinning all troubles whenever they come up, because the whole time he's been president, the economy's done nothing but go up, go up, go up. And he kept saying, the Fed's making it harder, guys. They're trying to crash the economy by going up these points and blah, blah, blah. Right? And he's pinning it onto them every time the economy starts to fall. Boom, he nails the Fed. The public gets the idea that, hey, this Federal Reserve is against the people, trying to crush us, while Trump is trying to keep the economy growing and prospering. And again, the entirety of all of that is a narrative. Let's get on to the next article. Okay, so here we are. We are over on the Washington Post. That is the WashingtonPost.com. And the title on this one is Europe. Pope Francis again warns against nationalism, says recent speeches sound like Hitler in 1934. So we know that, basically the entire system is trying to bring about a social government in all of the various nations, and they're flooding the borders, bringing in immigrants that are already programmed for socialism. Not only that, but they're injecting diseases, they're doing all sorts of things through these borders, but the ultimate goal is to bring in a socialistic society on a global scale. And in socialism, the people at the top are the only people that do prosper. Everyone else suffers. Tyranny comes, and brutality, and we go right back into the Dark Ages. Okay, what are the Dark Ages? The Dark Ages were that time. Well, I mean, if you go with history, school history and stuff, okay, the Dark Ages is whatever they tell you. That's a narrative. The Dark Ages was a time after Christ and after the martyrs had given up their lives for the gospel. At this point, there was an all-out battle to take down any Christian believer anywhere that they were found. All knowledge was taken, books were taken, things were taken, libraries burnt, all these things, and it became a dark age where nobody had access to knowledge. That's why it tells you that later down the road there'll come a time where knowledge will increase, and we've seen that over time. Basically, since the Renaissance onward, you've seen an increase of knowledge growing and growing and growing, and now we're into the information age, where knowledge is freely available to anyone that has a device that can access the internet. Real briefly, guys, over here in the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 4, he gives them all these, basically these prophecies, these visions, and all these different things, and then at the end of it all, he says, but thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. What happens at the time of the end? We have a colon. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. And so we came out of the Dark Ages into the Renaissance age, where knowledge and arts and all these things began to grow and to prosper, and then eventually, eventually America is discovered through Columbus, who had a mission by God. I mean, if you go back and you really check out the details of Columbus's logs and things like that, Columbus believed he was on a mission for God. Literally, when he was coming to America, he was on a mission for Israel, quite literally. Very, very interesting reading, getting into those kinds of details and doing those kinds of studies, because you begin to realize just exactly what America is. And it is the fulfillment of a secondary promised land that was given to Joseph, okay, and to Ephraim specifically. But again, knowledge shall be increased, and that's at the end, the time of the end, okay? Not during the tribulation, not during all the other stuff that leads to the end, but at the end, many shall run to and fro. We have airplanes that get you to and fro very quickly. We have vehicles. We have all this technology that gets us to and fro. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. There was zero knowledge after Christ died and the apostles died, and then the martyrs died off. Between the ending of the martyrs and the beginning of the Catholic Church, there's this dark period that takes place before eventually you get to the Renaissance, and then you get to the revival of the scriptures and then you got the discovery of America, and then you're here where we are today, where knowledge has increased to exponentially to huge amounts of knowledge that's available to everybody now. But back over here on the article, he's obviously clearly against nationalism because he wants what? Socialism. Absolute control over the earth. I'm not going to read this article, guys, at all. It's not too long, but it's kind of long, and you guys can come read it if you want to. I'm going to go over a couple things concerning the post. There's a great person on Twitter that has a thread that we're going to go over real quickly. Okay, so over on Twitter, we're on a thread that CJTRUTH, that's at CJTRUTH, on Twitter put down, and I'll put his I'll put this thread into the description below the video if you want to click on it, and then you can just come over and hover over him, and then hit follow right here. Okay, so Q wrote a lot about Pope Francis. Here are all the Q posts on the Pope, and then he points down. 1. Vatican viper head photo. Okay, now this is you know, the Pope sits right here at my, let me pop this up. Okay, the Pope sits right here where my mouse is. Okay, that's where he sits, and behind him is this creature. Okay, that's just one thing. Second of all, you have the two snake eyes and the snake head, and you're sitting in, and he's literally preaching between the fangs of the serpent. Let me show you something real quick. Okay, we're over here on Google, Google, not Google Earth. Yeah, Google Earth. Hold on a second. We're going to go in here to Vatican City. Okay, Vatican City. And we're going to look at this facility. It's right here, okay? So you can see that it's the snake's head, and there's the eye. And when you come over here on the other side of it, there's the other eye. It's a snake's head. I mean, that's clearly what it is. And, you know, we talked about also in a video back. Let me get this spun around this way. That you had Vatican City and the City of London and Washington, D.C., and all these cities are set up exactly identical. I mean, it's just main building. This is a keyhole, but irregardless, main building, and then this long straightaway, you know, where they can look straight down that way there. From their building. And you know, all these statues and stuff that you see on these buildings, guys, I'm not so sure that they ain't actual. Some of them, I mean, when you look at them in person, the detail on them is kind of almost unbelievable. You know, so I wouldn't put it past them that it was actually petrified people from the flood, or petrified. Because if you look at some of these, I don't know if you can tell on Google Earth, but in person you definitely can tell. Anyway, they're not all of it is completely human. All these are statues, all the way around this facility, all the way around the keyhole, all the way back around, all up here. There's statues absolutely everywhere. There's statues here. There's statues everywhere, absolutely everywhere. Okay, you know, but irregardless of any of that, let's just look at Washington, D.C. real quick, and then we'll get back to that. Back to that tweeter. Okay, so again, here's the main building, and then you got that long straightaway. I mean, it's all the same stuff. I mean, you know, like I said, you got the Vatican as one side of the triangle, City of London as the Vatican being the religious side of the beast system, City of London being the financial side of the system, and Washington DC being the military branch of it all. Okay, now also while we're here, you got Washington D.C. when they established it, when they came in and took control. Of course, this all became what an owl, right? It's upside down, obviously. Let's see if I can get that. Whoop. Sorry, guys. So there it is. It don't want to move. There we go. So there you can see the owl. So anyways, guys, I'm not going to carry on with that. Let's get back to that tweet. Okay, so back over here on this thread, it says, Anon meme makers, please make some memes of the Pope's audience hall looking like a snake pit. That some... I'm not gonna say it, but anyway, that's some sick whatever. Okay, but clearly, I mean, that's what it is. It's a serpent, guys. If you don't understand, if you don't get it, all of the reformers, every single one of them, Martin Luther King, Calvin, all of them, guys, every one of them told you that the Vatican is the Antichrist. Okay, Antichrist is not a single individual person. Okay, you need to do a study on Antichrist. Antichrist is not a single individual person. It is a nation state with religious power. Okay, so each of these popes is an Antichrist, if you will, but it is the Vatican system itself that is the Antichrist. The nation state religion of the Vatican is the Antichrist, if you will. Okay, I know I need to make a video on this so you guys can understand it. I will get to that eventually, guys. It's just, you can only do so much in a day. I mean, I spend about 8 to 10 hours a day making videos. Just, 8 to 10 hours a day just doing that. I can't do much else, so why not do that? So, when I get to it, I'll get to it. I need to make a video on the Father and the Son as well, but it takes time, guys, to get these things put together and done well enough for people to have a clear understanding of the subject matter. Alright, getting back to this now. Number 2, Pope upside down cross and Thor hammer photo, December 2017. So here's Q drop 290, and as you can see, the cross is upside down, just like you have on Chelsea's necklace and Hillary. And again, symbolism will always be their downfall. So that was post number 2940. Number 3, Lord's Prayer change, December 2017, and he predicted this before the Pope actually changed the Lord's Prayer. This was drop number 306 on December 9th, 2017. News unlocks map, future proofs past. Why was the Lord's Prayer posted? Which version? Why is this relevant? What just came out regarding the Lord's Prayer? What can be connected? Do you believe in coincidences? Review the map, post relevant news drops, Godfather 3. Okay, we went over Godfather in the other videos, directly connected to the Vatican. Okay, why was the Lord's Prayer posted? Why? Because he changed the Lord's Prayer. He says which version. First, the original version was posted, and then the Pope came in and changed it to his version. Why is this relevant? What just came out regarding the Lord's Prayer? That's when the article came out regarding Pope changing the prayer. Number 4, Lord's Prayer marker, December 2017. Okay, I had to blow this one up. Lord's Prayer marker, post number 307, 9 December 2017. Tuesday, November 4th, who financed 9/11? Who was bin Laden's handler? Why was the clowns in America tasked to hunt, kill, capture UBL? Why not MI? We found UBL, eliminated his security. Why would we immediately kill him and not take him alive? Why wouldn't we want to capture UBL alive and extract other possible T-level events? perhaps someday people will understand they had a plan to conduct another mass extinction event. World War I and World War II orchestrated and planned by select families. Yes, it was, and the Vatican is very deeply involved in both of those wars. Fantasyland? No, it's not. It's real. We live in Fantasyland. We live in the illusion. We believe the lies and the deception that's been fed to us all of our life. Remember, the more people there are, the more power the people have. Why do the Democrats push for gun control directly after every tragic incident? And we're seeing that in the here and now, not just back then, but here and now. Still trying to take the guns. Why is this so very important to their agenda? Because they were planning to come into mass slaughter the Americans, period. We the people are who they are afraid of. We the people are who they fear will one day awake. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. The marker. Learn to read the map. News unlocks the map. So this was posted. This was a marker. And then later down the road, again, this is another Q proof. Later down the road, the Pope changes the prayer. So both have been posted. This one here is the original prayer. And then the Pope's changed prayer was posted later. And that was when that happened. We were at a marker. Number 5. Post number 308. Lord's Prayer change a tangent. Tangent. Expand your thinking. Q. Number 6 is post number 545. World Jewish Congress with Pope Francis photo. So, and you can Rothschild David. So you had David Rothschild with the Pope. Together, as you can see that the families are connected. Post or drop number 7, tweet number 7, Pope with Holocaust survivors. And believe it or not, the Pope is very much involved with the Nazis. 851, post drop 851, CIA and Vatican help Nazi officers escape. Learn, and then they got this article here, but I'll show you something here in a second. Actually, let me show you that now because I'll forget, and then we'll come to number 9. Actually, here we go. Here it is. This is what I was going to show you. Okay, number 9, Nazis and Vatican photo. So there's the Nazis, and then you got the cardinals here, or head bishops. I'm not sure which ones they are. Very much connected with the Nazis, guys. Very much connected with the Nazis. Number 10, we got Pope will have a terrible May. We went over that Q proof a while back. P equals Pope. An anonymous individual asked, and Q came back and said, kill back as Pope. Will be having a terrible May. Those who backed him will be pushed into the light, dark to light, truth, Q. And when, as I showed you in the Q proof, all of that did come to pass about a month later. Okay, I don't think he's going to post the other picture. So let's go ahead and take a look at that real quick, and then we'll get to number 11. Okay, so just take a look at it, guys. You can see, you got archbishops. I think that's what they are, talking directly with Hitler and stuff. And you've got right here Pope Benedict the 16th, wearing the Nazi swastika as a member of the Hitler Youth. You can see this is that picture that you saw on his thread, and here again you got them talking directly with one another, and again connected here. And here we have another one. This is Hitler used Nuremberg Church of Our Lady as war propaganda backdrop. Photo was in September of 1934. And then here again you've got Catholic Cardinal at Hitler War Rally. Photo was in 1935. Another in 1935, Archbishop Arzaningo's annual birthday party for Hitler. And the Vatican gave more legitimacy to Nazis with the Reichskordat. I'm not sure, guys. In 1933, becoming the first legal partner to Hitler's regime. The Vatican helped many top Nazis escape through the Vatican rat lines. Hitler was, we talked about some of them rat lines already. Hitler was helped into power by Franz von Papen, a Jesuit who was even knighted as a Knight of Malta after World War II. Hitler's book, Mein Kampf, was written by another Jesuit, Father Stempfel. Many top Nazis were Jesuits, and some even Knights of Malta. Franz von Papen, Vice Chancellor under Hitler, Knight of Malta. Reinhard Gehlen, Major General, Chief of FHO, Military Intelligence Unit, Knight of Malta. Benito Mussolini, Prime Minister, Fascist Italy, Knight of Malta. And here we've got a couple more pictures, and here you have the Archbishop Stepanek. God has given us Adolf Hitler. And then you can read this if you want to take the time. Just pause the video, and then we're back over here on number 11. So we'll have to blow this one up too. Okay, post drop number 998, Chair of Peter serves the Master. An anonymous posted this. Why do they persecute me so? Russian, Polish, Hungarian, Ukrainian blood. And then he said, Pope in kill brackets will be having a terrible May. Pope in kill brackets will be having a terrible May. What? Tell us, Q, how many are connected to the Rothschilds? And then he said, the quote chair, end quote, serves the master. Who is the master? P equals C Q. Pope equals what? I don't know. Is he saying Pope equals Christ? Because that's what Pope, look, Pope, the word Pope itself means, quote, Father. And the scriptures tell you, call no other man Father except your Father in heaven. Okay? So, but Pope means Father. So when you say Pope to the Pope, you're calling him Father. You're calling him God Almighty, the Father of the Lord Jesus Christ. Second of all, they wear this hat that it's a triple crowned hat, and it says Vicar of Christ. Okay, he's in place of Christ. Okay, Antichrist. So Pope equals Christ. I don't know if that's what it's saying or what it's saying there, but that was that post. But again, the Pope is involved. Number 12 is drop number 1002, the bite that has no cure. If Satanists took over the Vatican, would you notice? And this is actually a really good representation, so you can really, truly, genuinely see the snake face. And again, the Pope sits right there between the two fangs in the center there and does his talks. And again, down here, Q says symbolism will be their downfall. Money, power, influence, the bite that has no cure. No such agency, NSA. You know, the scriptures talk about the same thing. They have gold everywhere, gold on all their stuff. They wear purple and scarlet, you know, the red and the purple that you see them in all their parades and all their stuff. They like to have these long robes and all that kind of stuff. Everything the scripture says, you know, money, power, influence, and that's what it is. They've been a whore. The whore of Babylon has been whoring around with all the different governments and all the different places, and this is your deep state. So, your pedophile, cannibalistic people. These are evil people. Very evil people. Number 13, Vatican Bank worth $229 billion. 1021, Vatican Bank worth $229 billion. List the estimated wealth of religious organizations. Billions. Vatican Bank, $229 billion. Board of Superintendents. Supervisory Commission of Cardinals. Clown Connection, 1832. Rothschild loan to the Holy See. Okay? Now, I still think that somehow or another the Rothschilds sit over the Vatican. I can't connected it yet, but maybe it's through the financing, the loans, what have you. I don't know exactly, but either the Vatican sits over the Rothschilds or the Rothschild sits over the Vatican. I have not figured this part of it out yet. If you guys know, if you have actual documented fact that you can link me to, I would definitely go and check it out and research it if you've got actual documented factual proofs of what you're talking about. just post them in the comments. But anyway, so all interconnected. Check out the Board of Superintendents, Supervisory Commission of Cardinals. Go down, do your research and all that, and you'll see how everything's interconnected and connected into the Clown Connection or the CIA, how everything's interconnected there. So we go down to 14, a guardian of the Pope, and yeah, again you saw that on the how they shaped Washington D.C. So post 1413, guardian of the Pope owl photo. Then you got guardian of the Pope, and then in kill brackets personal Q. Personal. Going on down to 15, you got symbolism will be their downfall, and it's post number 1954, and then you get this picture, and it says Nazi pin tag with communist symbol, all interconnected. He also put this into the tweet. Okay, and they all, just wearing the swastika. They just wear the swastika. Symbolism will be their downfall. It looks like that was it on that one. Number 16, Pope Francis compares Vatican whistleblower to Satan. This was dropped 2152, and then he gives you this link where Pope Francis compares Vatican whistleblower to Satan, and that was a news article that came out on Breitbart. And that was the end of the thread. So guys, hopefully this will help you out. Him spouting out about nationalism and all that kind of thing. Look guys, it's the enemy. That's what he's going to do. He's going to try to twist the minds of men in order to get them to believe that nationalism is a bad thing, and that everyone needs to be given everything, and it needs to be a socialistic society and communistic in nature, and one rule government, one rule whatever. I mean, they got close, guys. They did get close. All they needed was Hillary in the office, and that would have been that. And we wouldn't be talking today. You wouldn't be listening to these videos today. Keep in mind, guys, that there could be darkness at any time. 8chan's down. Perhaps that's what he's talking about. 10 days of darkness with 8chan before it comes back up. 8 days of darkness from the Q. But again, that's all beneficial. It's being spoke of on all the platforms, and allowing people all over the earth to figure out that something was going on with this whole 8chan thing, and so when it comes back up, people are going to go want to go investigate it for themselves, look into it for themselves, which will bring a greater awareness of Q. So no big thing there. All right, guys, I'm gonna get on off here. I love you guys. Get in the word, stay in the word, get the word in you. It's the most important thing you can do. And remember, other than the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, the two most important things are what? Love and truth. Love is the most important. Love, love, love. And you have to learn to love yourself, because he said, love the Lord thy God with all thy mind, heart, and soul, and to love thy neighbor as thyself. So you can only love your neighbor as much as you love yourself. So you got to learn to love yourself. But after that, after love and truth, is peace and justice. And I'll talk with you guys later. Justice is coming. These evil ones are going to be completely and utterly exposed. I'll talk with you guys later.